More and more homes, offices and devices are now relying on solar power as people are becoming more aware of the potential dangers of other unnatural sources of power. It is important that you know more about the idea to determine if it is the best option for you. Solar power can render several benefits for the long term. You can take advantage of the features by choosing the right type and maximizing the effect right in your own home. About solar power is described as the creation of electricity straight from the sun. The generation can be direct with the use of PV or photovoltaics or indirect via CSP or concentrating solar power. CSP is done by using the energy of the sun to focus and boil water, which will eventually create solar power. Solar power has the capacity to give more than 1,000 times the total world energy consumption back in 2008. However, solar power only comprised 0.02% of the total in 2008. If solar power will be used double every 2 to 3 years, it can become the dominant source of energy for the century. The biggest solar power plants are concentrating solar thermal plants, although new multi-megawatt photovoltaic plants have also been created. More and more countries are investing in the bigger photovoltaic power stations, like Germany and Portugal. More solar power. Terrestrial solar power is a predictable and intermittent source of energy, which means even though solar power is not readily available all the time, people can still predict it using a certain degree of accuracy when the energy source will or will not be available. A number of technologies, like the solar thermal concentrators, include an element of thermal storage, such as molten salts. These come in the form of heat and are considered as spare solar energy that can readily be made available overnight or at times when solar power is not available to create electricity. Orbital solar power collection also avoids the intermittent use, although satellite launching and beaming of the gathered power are required to get antennas on Earth. The enhanced intensity of the sunlight over the atmosphere also tends to boost the generation efficiency. About solar energy. Heat and radiant light that emanates from the sun have been controlled by humans beginning the ancient periods using a wide range of evolving technologies. Solar radiation, together with secondary solar-powered resources like biomass, wind, wave and hydroelectricity, are accountable for majority of the available renewable energy on Earth. Only a small fraction of the available solar energy is utilized. Solar-powered electrical generation depends on photovoltaics and heat engines. The uses of solar energy are only limited by human ingenuity. Some of the other uses of solar energy include space cooling and heating via solar architecture, solar hot water, solar cooking, potable water via distillation and disinfection, daylighting and high-temperature process heat for industrial functions. Solar panels are one of the most effective and basic ways to gather solar energy.